Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Backyard Project. My name is AZ Axel, also known as Alex Murray. I am your host for this evening as we're doing another little matinee special for you all. We're going to be looking into the game of the Louisville Swatters, and the Kanata Koalas. So, just like our last game, I realized that basically we're not going to be able to play through all of our games and watch them, so I thought we would highlight some as we go through every single month. So before we hit our Saturday stream, which is in about 3 days at this point, I wanted to give you guys a chance to be able to see some of the teams in action. So tonight's matchup, of course, as you can see on your screens, Louisville Swatters versus the Kanata Koalas. We're going to be looking at Heather Quinn and Birai McBourbon. Oh, hold on. He actually gave me the pronunciation for his name. I need to actually look it up really fast. Hold on 1 second. I think it was B-Ray. Was it B-Ray? No, B-Rai. So this is Birai McBourbon. My apologies, but thank you for clarifying that for me in the Discord, by the way, for that user. So Birai McBourbon, and we also, of course, have Tim Gross versus Frank Thomas as our first base matchups for this evening. Jacinda Smith and Billie Jean Blackwood, a couple of backyard kids, round at second base. Troy Gloss and Captain Tennille, your captains over at the third base corner, and then Computer Nerd versus Veronica Lee in the hot place in shortstop. The outfields are going to be Annie Frazier, Alex Simon, and Ahmed Khan versus Amelia Connolly, Pablo Sanchez himself, and Jeremy Burnitz. Our pitchers, the aces for both ball clubs, the Swatters are bringing out Angelique Harding, and the Kanata Koalas bring out Juan Villegas. So far, looking at both of these squads, I would actually say that the Koalas are actually the underdogs in this matchup. Gross and Computer Nerd, as well as technically their pitching staff with Harding, are actually really, really good. And Juan Villegas has got some problems with giving up the long ball. So we'll see if people like Gloss and Khan and Gross can get some good wood on some pitches and get those home run numbers up as high as they can get them tonight. In fact, I think I actually looked it up. Hold on, I can look this up. The Louisville Swatters are currently sitting at tied for 8th out of the 18 teams with 9 home runs, and that is tied technically. But they are faring. They're actually the same position as the Kanata Koalas are. But again, the Koalas kind of have a big one in Pablo Sanchez, 4 home runs, and most of those are solo shots, by the way, too. So unfortunately, they don't exactly have a Pablo Sanchez or even a Frank Thomas, but they do have, of course, Troy Gloss. Annie Frazier's had 2. Ahmed Khan has had 2 home runs. Gross could definitely start to get some homers into his system as he has the 107 power. So we're just literally waiting for Gross to get started, and this team can pop off. The Swatters can swat, basically is what I'm trying to say. So let's grab ourselves some peanuts and some hot dogs and a nice cold beverage. Let's sit back and enjoy this baseball game. And this is going to be at Duchess Stadium, which is the home of the Kanata Koalas. So let's jump right into this game here now, folks. Give me 1 second to get some water. And we can do this. All right. So right off the bat, I did some edits to the camera views, and that is not looking so good. So let me change that up really fast. We'll go to wide for now. Wide's not going to look as good, but it'll be okay at least. I can expand that back out at least. Yeah, there we go. So this is the Duchess Stadium, home of the Kanata Koalas with their ivy fence. Not poison, technically. We took the poison out of it, so don't worry about that. It's a PG game, guys. Come on. But the ivy fence around the outside, fake ivy, I guess. Or maybe it's real. I don't know. I've never actually gone out to look at it yet. But the outfield from the Koalas, very good outside of course, Jeremy Burnitz, who's not exactly the greatest defender in the world. But the left side of the diamond, not too shabby. Right side's a little bit tougher. We'll have to make sure that Frank Thomas doesn't have problems playing first. But Birai McBourbon, I hope I said that correctly again. I'm going to have to pull that up on my other computer so I have it. Birai, my apologies. Birai McBourbon, behind the dish, very good catcher. Very, very good catcher. And of course, First up for the Louisville Swatters, the away team here in this evening as they are facing Juan Villegas on the mound, is going to be Computer Nerd with his high speed and his technically 353 road batting average. So he's very good on the road, surprisingly. So again, this is the Kanata Stadium, also known as Duchess Stadium. Welcome to the home of the Koalas. So you can see a very, very round stadium, pretty much a symmetrical outfield with a little structure, a little like, I don't know what that is in the middle of center field at this point. But Villegas strikes out Computer Nerd to start off the top of the first here. It's a good way to get started with a 5-pitch strikeout right there. Nasty little changeup on the outside part of the plate. And he gets to send Computer Nerd back to the dugout with a strikeout at this point. So again, Villegas has the knuckleball, changeup, high control, decent control, but low movement. So if he leaves something in the zone, it can get smacked. And that's what we're going to be watching out for tonight this evening is, does Villegas leave too many pitches that are hittable, and do they get a lot of doubles and homers in this symmetrical ballpark? Jocinda Smith next up to bat here in the top of the first, and she'll go down swinging on a knuckleball. Oh, man. That knuckleball can be such a nice pitch to have in your arsenal. And a lot of people who were submitted to the league as a user-submitted player did pick knuckleball. So I can definitely see how that's a really good option to have. You just throw 2 knuckleballs that go almost right down the middle, but Jocinda Smith just can't do anything about that. So, Tim Gross, last person potentially here for the top of the first inning for the Louisville Swatters. Not exactly off to a hot start so far for Gross, but he'll take a walk right there on a 3-1 pitch from Villegas. So the knuckleball not quite finding it, had to do a little bit more pitching around, let's just say, to Tim Gross. You really don't want to give him something good to hit, and you can see from that strike zone right about there from the pitches that was definitely a little bit of a pitch around option right about there. So that'll bring up Ahmed Khan with his 2 homers already this season, 219 batting average. Villegas got the runner on first base. That's going to be right down the middle, and he'll be looking for a fastball. Oh, man. Villegas is so nasty with his ability to throw the knuckleball that can go in around, like, low 70s and then just pop a 97-mile-an-hour fastball by somebody if he really wants to rear back and grab that speed. That's just deadly at that point. Yeah, the knuckleball coming in at 65 and then a 97-mile-an-hour fastball really just burning it by Ahmed for that 5th pitch right about there. So that'll bring up the bottom of the first inning. Angelique Harding out to pitch. Veronica Lee, first person to bat here, the shortstop for the Kanata Koalas. If I can remember Angelique Harding's stats, she's been very good so far this season. As this is a ground ball over to short, but deep in the hole. Here's the throw. Great throw right there by Computer Nerd. Oh, ranging deep into the gap for the shortstop position, and then makes the over-the-shoulder throw to get a fairly speedy Veronica Lee out at first base. So that was a brilliant play right about there. So Angelique Harding going to be throwing the ball around 93 to 95 at her average fastball range, has a nice curveball, changeup to go along with it. Very good control and movement pitcher. She is definitely an ace. So we'll have to see how this goes for the Louisville Swatters with Angelique Harding so far. Second batter up in the inning at this point after the majestic shortstop play right there by Computer Nerd. Oh, a diving attempt by the right fielder. I think that's it's not Burnitz, but a nice try by Ahmed Khan. That's right, he's the right fielder tonight. But unfortunately, that will fall in for a single for Amelia Connolly. And she'll get on base in front of Pablo Sanchez. And I forgot to add his walk-up theme song, but maybe for Saturday we'll have it? I don't know, we'll see. Pablo Sanchez, also known as Secret Weapon, currently batting .303 for the season at the moment, with 4 home runs and 5 RBIs. The guy gets on base a lot. This is a dangerous situation for Angelique Harding right here. Runner on first base. Here's the windup to Pablo. Out into the gap it goes. This is going to fall. It's going to be a double at least. Pablo heads for second. Here comes the throw to second base. No, it hits the cutoff, man. My apologies. Offline throw, and that'll let the runner go all the way home as the throw goes to the, I'm guessing that's the pitcher or the first, no, it's the first baseman. So the throw was way too much. It misses the shortstop cutoff, goes all the way to Tim Gross. So Alex Simon, I mean, not a bad throw, but it just doesn't hit the cutoff at second base, and that allowed Connolly to score on the double, which could have otherwise been a play at the plate right there. And that'll bring up Captain Tennille with his his 1 homer for the season, 4 RBIs, but a .313 batting average to keep Pablo in scoring position. and a chance to score more runs here. So Harding already in trouble here in the bottom of the first inning, as Tennille will shoot one out to right, and that's going to fall in front of Ahmed Khan, but they're going to hold Sanchez, as it was hard to tell if it was going to fall. They were able to get him to third at least, but they'll have to keep him there. And that will bring up Frank Thomas. This Kanata Koalas lineup is just raring all over Harding at this point. As she wheels and deals, now it's a ground ball over to second base they go, over to first, doubled him up. And that will end the inning, leaving the potential additional run at third base, which was Pablo Sanchez. So the Koalas only get one run, which is merciful at this point for the Louisville Swatters, as that could have easily turned into a pretty bad inning with 3 runs potentially coming across the plate after the amount of doubles and really well hit balls right there. That was looking a little bit scary right there. So Heather Quinn, 5th in the order for the Louisville Swatters, up first against Juan Villegas. 3 strikeouts already for Villegas. He's working here in the top of the second inning, winds and fires. That's out to right field, pretty well struck. It goes towards the wall, and it's gone! A solo home run for the catcher, Heather Quinn, ties the ball game. 364 feet. A ball that just kept carrying and carrying out to right field, and it went further and further down that corner, too. It had a good sound, and it looked like it was traveling well, but I thought it might have been just a double off the wall. But no, Heather Quinn knocks it out of the stadium. And all Jeremy Burnitz could do was just hope and pray it bounced off the wall. That'll bring up Troy Gloss, the third baseman. The score now tied 1-1. Swatters have brought it back into a tie ball game again now. Oh, Gloss tried to check it up, and he could not. Strikeout number 4 for Juan Villegas, in as many outs as well, so that's impressive to say the least. Annie Frazier up next, batting .258, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. Good left-handed power hitter here for the Swatters, and she's going to connect. Out to right field it goes, and this one is also gone. Annie Frazier with the solo homer to right field, and the Koalas have given up the lead. 2-1 it goes. Solo jacks for Heather Quinn and Annie Frazier. Number 3 on the season for Frazier, and that's going to make the game 2-1. So the offenses on both sides already kicked into full gear. And that's going to be a, what is that, a 4-pitch? No, 5-pitch walk to Alex Simon. So that'll put a very speedy runner on in front of the pitcher. So a chance here to put down a sacrifice bunt, potentially? I will see what happens here. But Simon can run from first base. And I think he's going to. He's off to second base. And I think he got in there just ahead of the throw. And Simon takes his 3rd stolen base of the season. He's now 3 for 3 for the season. So no bunt attempt now. Unless they want to move Simon to third base. Harding's going to put it on the ground towards second base. Nice diving grab right there. Not sure if that was necessary. Oh, and the throw is offline. Thomas couldn't get it. Oh, man. So, the second baseman, Billie Jean Blackwood, has to dive and lay out to make the grab. I don't think she ever gets a good handle on it and throws wide to Thomas, who is also not a great defender, and he can't make the stretch. And that puts Angelique Harding on at first base. Computer nerd up at the plate. 1 man down, 2 people on. Villegas in a lot of trouble now at this point. And he's going to get him swinging on a high fastball. Or was that a really high knuckleball? It was an extremely high knuckleball that got away from him. 72, that barely had any control on it. But he does get Computer Nerd to swing wild. That's 2 strikeouts for Computer Nerd for the day. And that'll leave it up to Jocinda Smith, batting .278. Runners on first and third, 2 men down now. Villegas with a chance to get out of the inning. Here comes the pitch. And he strikes out Jocinda Smith to end the top half with the runner stranded on first and third. Wow, both teams are trying their darndest to get runs, and only so far. I mean, you already have 3 runs, but a lot of people left on base. All right, first up here in the bottom of the second inning against Harding is going to be Jeremy Burnitz. He has batted only .143 for the season, but he does have a solo homer to his name, being his only RBI. And he's going to take a walk here in the bottom of the second. I've never seen Burnitz walk a whole lot, so that's impressive. Billie Jean Blackwood coming up next. Good power from Billie Jean. Angelique Harding, left-handed pitcher, going to be able to keep Jimmy Burnitz hopefully at bay from any stealing attempts. Billie Jean's going to pop it up on the infield. Third baseman, shortstop, calls him off. Computer nerd makes the grab, and that'll be the first out of the inning. B. Rye McBourbon up next, the catcher for the Koalas. Runner on first base still, Burnitz, and he strikes him out. Curve ball, and he gets the swinging strike. Angelique Harding, gets the strikeout on McBourbon, and he'll go back to the dugout empty-handed. That'll bring up Juan Villegas, the pitcher. 2 men down, runner on first base still. Jimmy Burnitz was just the walk at the beginning of the half inning. Villegas pops it out to right. Comes the right fielder, makes the grab, and that will retire the inning. The Louisville Sluggers will take a 2-1 lead into the top of the third now. Chance for them to add on to this lead, see what they can do. Villegas already has officially 54 pitches here as he enters the third inning, and he'll be facing against the middle of the order for the Swatters with Gross, Kahn, and Quinn. So up first is Gross. He's going to hit it out towards left center field. This might drop. Comes left fielder, makes the grab. A nice play out there by Connolly. Tracked it down, reeled it in. Good job right there by the... I'm assuming she's going to be a potential Gold Glove left fielder. So that left side of the outfield and infield doing a good job so far here for the Kanata Koalas. Ahmed Khan up next. Villegas has his pitch on the way. And Khan will fight it out towards center. It's going to fall in for a single. Ahmed Khan takes a single here in the top of the third inning. Could just barely made contact on that 69-mile-an-hour knuckleball out and away. Plopped it into center field, and that's a single. That'll bring up the catcher, Heather Quinn. She had the solo home run in the second inning. We've come all the way back around to her as we got the runner on first base, Ahmed. Not really a running opportunity here for Ahmed, neither is he a speed demon, unfortunately, so I don't think that's going to happen. They have the major shift on here, and they strike her out. Heather Quinn goes down on the knuckleball in the dirt. And Quinn will go back to the dugout as Villegas gets his 7th strikeout out of 8 outs. He is 7 for 8 on the strikeout totals as he has now Troy Gloss. Right-handed batting Troy Gloss here in the top of the third inning. 2 men down, 1 runner on first. Still Ahmed Khan after his single. Gloss is going to poke it out towards right, but the second baseman, Billie Jean Blackwood's there, makes the grab. And that was a pretty easy little pop-up right there for her. That'll retire the side, and we'll go to the bottom of the third. 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. Angelique Harding still on the mound. 32 pitches so far for the evening up against Veronica Lee in the top of the order for the Koalas at this point. Veronica Lee has the pitch on the way. Strikes out on a nice changeup right there from Angelique Harding. Nice little 5-pitch strikeout right there for Harding, who now has 2 on the evening, and that'll bring up Amelia Connolly. Very good hitting, 290 over batting average for the season. Connolly gonna get a pitch here. Oh, and that was right near her shoulders, and no way to get out of the way for that one, unfortunately. And Connolly will take first base. So she's not very fast, unfortunately, but again, you put people on in front of Pablo, and good things will happen. So Pablo Sanchez comes up to the bat here in the bottom of the third inning. Runner on first base, 1 man down. Angelique Harding rocks and fires. That's going to be plumped over toward the shortstop. To second base they go. They can't turn it, though. Pablo's too fast. So they'll take the fielder's choice at second base and take the out there. Nice sliding attempt right there by Connolly going into second base. I don't think Jocinda Smith, though, has really the athleticism to be able to make a turn like that without, having to step out of the way and have time. So it made sense that she just held on to the ball right there and didn't really make that attempt. So that'll leave it up to Captain Tennille here in the bottom of the third inning with Pablo Sanchez on first. This is an excellent opportunity to be doing some stealing as well. So 44 pitches for Harding. They don't want that to go up too much higher for this inning. And this is going to be a shot out towards right, over the right fielder's head on a leaping attempt. This is going to go to the wall and back. And they're going to round the runner to go home after he was running on the play. They'll go to third of the throw, and it's a safe on a triple. A triple for Captain Tennille, as he was able to get the ball right over the right fielder's head. In fact, they're going to call it a double, advances on the throw. So a double, technically, for Captain Tennille. And I don't know if that was an error. They're not going to give it an error to Khan. He just misplays the ball out in right field ever so slightly, and it goes right over his head. And that will score Pablo Sanchez, and the game is tied once again, leaving it all in Frank Thomas's hands to get a lead. Here in the bottom of the third inning, Angelique Harding, she's been doing good so far, but that fastball, that last pitch she just threw is right down the middle, and Captain Tennille knew exactly what to do with that pitch right there. Frank Thomas, chance to make this team in the lead. Shoots it out towards center. This might fall. It's going to go all the way to the wall. And the same thing, a leaping attempt by the center fielder, but comes up empty. And Thomas will get a double out of a strong line drive shot to center field. And that was beautiful right about there. Even Alex Simon, with his amazing speed and good and decent enough center field ability, just couldn't get that ball in time. And Frank Thomas just absolutely obliterated that ball all the way to the wall. That'll leave it up to Jeremy Burnitz to try to even add on to this lead of a runner on second base. Harding wants to get out of the inning as fast as possible here. This is heading out towards center, but a little bit shorter than the last hit, and that will be an out as Alex Simon makes that grab right there, just on a slight little jog. So they'll take a 2-run inning for the Koalas to get them a lead, 3-2. We'll head to the top of the fourth, and we'll see if Villegas can keep this going for seven strikeouts so far for the evening. Annie Frazier had the homer back in the second inning as well, her and Quinn, and she'll be up here in the top of the fourth. Villegas winds and deals. Strikes her out. Another beautiful knuckleball right there by Villegas. And that's coming in from a left-handed pitcher, too. That's really hard to see. And that's Annie Frazier going down, and 8 strikeouts now for Juan Villegas. And that'll bring up Alex Simon, the center fielder. He's going to, swing it up the middle a little bit there, over to second, and they make the play. Well done by Blackwood, barely getting Simon at first with a quick throw, which was needed because that was an little roller back up towards the middle. So the knuckleball, he must have either gotten really on top of it or just accidentally plopped it in towards the second baseman on a little ground ball. And Billie Jean had to make the hustle throw to get the speed demon out at first base, but did. So bravo to Billie Jean on that play right there, making up for her error earlier, I believe. And that'll bring it down to Angelique Harding, potentially the last person for the inning at this point. The pitcher looks at a pitch coming in, and she's going to try to bunt it. And that's a pop fly on the infield, and they'll make the grab with the pitcher. Villegas makes the grab, and that retires the side. Villegas just grabs the fly ball bunt attempt by the pitcher right there. Makes it look easy. So no surprise right there, even though the bunt was a surprise. And we'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Angelique Harding will try to go back out and keep the Koalas at bay now at this point. Back 3 of the order for the Koalas. We'll have Blackwood, McBourbon, and Villegas. Billie Jean Blackwood up first here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Going to have, I believe, a 2-2 pitch on the way. She's going to fight it over towards shortstop. Shortstop has it, fires it over, and I believe that was Computer Nerd making that look very, very easy, retiring Blackwood. Up next is B-Ray McBourbon. Or B-Rye McBourbon. And he's going to go down swinging on a fastball, strike 3. Nice attempt right there on that attempt. Nice hack on that attempt. But the fastball on the outside part of the plate, and he cannot make contact. That'll leave it in the hands of the pitcher, Juan Villegas, against Angelique Harding here in the bottom of the fourth. He's going to fight it out towards left. This might actually fall, but nope, the left fielder is right there to make the grab and the out. So that'll retire the fourth inning for both sides. No one makes a muscle or a move. Nobody moves a muscle or makes any moves here in the fourth inning as we head to the top of the fifth. They're going to pull the infield for the third base at least in case Computer Nerd wants to put one down here against Villegas here at the top of the fifth. Computer Nerd 0 for 2 so far, 2 strikeouts against Villegas so far this evening. He's going to put it on the ground towards first. Frank Thomas, though, makes the grab, walks over to first base, retires the speedy shortstop. And that'll bring it down to Jacinta Smith, the second baseman, 0 for 2 as well for the day with 2 strikeouts. Let's see if she can get something on the board at this point. She got a good enough pitch to try to plop it out towards left field, but the left fielder's there, makes the running grab, and Connolly makes the catch. 2 men down, Tim Gross is the last person potentially here for the top of the 5th inning. Villegas working pretty well so far this evening. He's up to 87 pitches, but not too bad of an outing so far for Villegas. Tim Gross so far for the night, 0 for 1 with a walk. Again, he could really use some spark in his bat to help this Swatters team. And he's going to strike out on, I believe, another knuckleball. Yep, one more amazingly powerful knuckleball right there by Villegas. And that will retire the side, 3 up, 3 down, as that's number, is that number like 9? I think that was number 9 for Villegas at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's exactly how many we've got so far. 9 strikeouts on the evening so far for Villegas. So up next in the bottom of the 5th inning, Harding back out with 65 pitches. Veronica Lee up, top of the order here for the Koalas. Lee's going to see the pitch incoming, shoots it out towards the shortstop. Computer Nerd makes the grab, fires it over, and retires Veronica Lee. Amelia Connolly comes up next. She's a good bunting candidate here, so Troy Gloss comes in to make this play potentially. She's going to poke it over to right. Oh, she shot it right past him. Playing in for the bunt potential, Troy Gloss gets a line drive by his face out towards left, and that'll be a single for Connolly. So not the speedy person, Connolly, on first base, but I think this is the 3rd time Connolly has been on first base in front of Pablo Sanchez. So every single 2 innings, these Koalas have a chance to score with the best hitter in the league at the plate. I don't know what exactly could potentially go wrong right here, guys. I just don't know what could potentially go wrong here. Pablo Sanchez. Oh, he got behind it a little bit, pokes it out towards right field. The right fielder makes the running grab, and that was just a lazy fly ball right there. Khan makes it look easy. That was a nice change-up, way down and away. Got Pablo reaching for it, and I just don't know if he was looking for something better, but that one just tailed away from him, and he just could not make good contact on that right there at all. So 2 people down now in the inning, 2 outs. Connolly still at first base. Captain Tennille up. Let's see if he can do some magic again here. He's had 2 hits so far in the evening and an RBI to go along with that. So let's see if he can keep going. And he's going to strike out looking. A beautiful fastball down low right there by Harding. And it locks up Captain Tennille. So you can't win them all, unfortunately, as they will strand the runner on first base. We'll go to the top of the 6th. It's still 3-2. The Kanata Koalas taking the lead so far. The cleanup hitter, Ahmed Khan, up here at the top of the 6th inning. We're going to see Quinn and Gloss right after him. Villegas, again, 9 strikeouts for the evening so far. Has been really, really dominant. Oh, wow, a little nibbler in front of the home plate area. Ooh, the catcher makes a nice strong throw, and they will retire Khan. So that was McBourbon with their really strong arm over to first, and they retire Khan in ease on that little number in front of the plate. Heather Quinn, the catcher for the Louisville Swatters, up next. 1 person down. She'll have a 2-2 pitch on the way here from Villegas, and she's going to strike out. I believe that was, again, the knuckleball. 10 strikeouts for Villegas, as that knuckleball has been instrumental in almost every single one of those strikeouts at this point. Gloss, one of the people victimized by that knuckleball, has not had a good evening so far. 0 for 2 so far. And he's going to pop it up on the infield. In comes the shortstop, makes the running grab. Surprised the catcher didn't go for that, but I guess they had a better beat on it than the catcher did. And that will retire the side as the Koalas maintain their lead 3-2, heading into the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th we go. We're going to see Frank Thomas, Jeremy Burnitz, and Billie Jean Blackwood against Angelique Harding. 77 pitches for Harding so far. She's performed better in terms of pitch counts than Villegas has, but she's still giving up 3 runs compared to Villegas' 2. Frank Thomas here, the first of the inning. He's going to shoot it out towards second base. It gets past the second baseman out towards center field. It'll be a single. So the Koalas again continue to put base runners on and give themselves chances to score. And that'll bring up Jeremy Burnitz. He has not done well so far this season. He's 0 for 1 of a walk, though, for the evening. So a chance here to be able to be a hero. And he's going to strike out. A beautiful curveball right there across the plate and out over the outside part. It was even a ball, and Burnitz strikes out swinging. Harding's 5th strikeout of the evening so far, leaving it now in the hands of Billie Jean Blackwood to try to keep this inning alive, because she could easily double play at this point with the slow runners and her being a very slow runner as well. So let's see what Billie Jean Blackwood can do. If not, we'll be seeing McBourbon. She's going to pop it up on the catcher's area, who makes the little grab, and that'll be the 2nd out of the inning. So unfortunately, couldn't do much of that pitch right there. The slider got all over her, and she popped it up right to the catcher behind the home plate. That'll leave it up to B. Rye McBourbon, the catcher for the Koalas. He's had a very good evening so far. Even though he hasn't been hitting that well, he has definitely contributed in other ways, and he'll strike out for the 3rd time this evening, as he had an 0-2 pitch. A fastball just too much for him, unfortunately. And they'll leave the runner on first base after the single by Frank Thomas. 7 hits for the Koalas, 3 runs to show for it, but they'll still take a lead into the top of the 7th inning. Annie Frazier up here in the top of the 7th. She had the solo homer back in the 2nd. That's the only offense they've had is 2 solo shots against Juan Villegas, who, again, that movement is very susceptible to home runs. So these kind of power people, I mean, not that Annie Frazier is exactly a power hitter, but she has had 3 homers for the season. They can get to him really fast, and he has thrown 100 pitches for the evening, so he's going to start tiring here pretty soon. But he's not done yet, as he gets Frazier to strike out on a curveball this time, bringing out the curveball to go across the batter box, across the home plate, and out into the other batter's box to get Frazier for strikeout number 11. That'll bring up Alex Simon, the center fielder. Good speed, good bunting chance here. Simon waits for the pitch, pops it out towards Ride, but it's on a line right to the left fielder, who makes the easy catch. Connolly makes it look pretty easy. That was a pretty well hit drive on an 0-2 pitch. That knuckleball had a good little drive driven out to it to left field, but it was right at the fielder, and that's all they could do. Alexis Weiss will be the pinch hitter for the pitcher's spot. So it looks like Harding's day is done. So she'll have gone 6 innings, and they'll bring in someone from the bullpen. I don't think it's going to be Weiss, though, because she is their actual, 3rd or 4th relief pitcher. So we'll see what happens with her. But she's batting .375 for the season on 8 at-bats and 3 hits. So she's actually a pretty decent hitter in her own right. Villegas winds and fires and gets her to strike out. Beautiful pitch right there on the knuckleball. 12 strikeouts for Villegas, and I don't know if that's his evening. It might be. We'll see. Nope, he's still going to be batting. So the Swatters will bring in their pseudo-closer, their supposed closer, whatever you want to call it, Brad Radke. He has not been performing so well for the Louisville Swatters, unfortunately. They've had some struggles with their bullpen, so we'll have to see if they can get some good performances out of him this evening. Hopefully he doesn't get around to Pablo, Tennille, and Thomas, because his movement is susceptible to home runs. So that could be problematic. Up first is Juan Villegas, the pitcher. So they're going to keep Villegas in for the 8th inning at least. Radke's going to want to make good quick work of him. Over to first it goes. Radke covers the first base bag, as the really slow Villegas can't really do much about that, unfortunately. And that's just basically a easy first base to pitcher out right there. That'll bring up Veronica Lee, the shortstop for the Koalas. She's 0 for 3 for the evening so far. Could really use a hit right here to get something started for this team. That's out towards left. Left fielder ranging to her left a little bit. Makes the grab. And that is Annie Frazier out there, I believe. Yes, it is. Making that look pretty easy on the high fly ball by Veronica Lee. That'll leave it up to Amelia Connolly here in the bottom of the 7th, my apologies, against Brad Radke. And Connolly's had a great day so far. Hit by a pitch once, but a 2 for 2 outing so far. She's scored once. She's now batting .313 for the season. And good opportunity here to keep the inning alive for Pablo Sanchez. Otherwise, they'll ruin that whole entire Pablo up with a runner on base. They're going to lose it, though. She grounds out to the second baseman. So Pablo will have his first at-bat without a runner on in the bottom of the 8th inning. So we'll see what the Swatters can do here in the top of the 8th, as we're going to continue to see Juan Villegas against the top of the order. We'll have Computer Nerd, Jacinda Smith, and Tim Gross coming up here in the top of the 8th. Good chance to be able to put some runners on and maybe get a run here. But Computer Nerd will strike out. The knuckleball is just too much. 68, and that's the 13th strikeout for Villegas, who has just been destroying batters with those knuckleballs that just go all over the place. Jocinda Smith up next. They could really use a base runner here, and she's going to strike out as well. Number 14 for Villegas at this point. Another knuckleball. That's all Villegas is wheeling and dealing with right now is just the knuckleballs that are just popping all over the strike zone and even out of the strike zone, in all honesty. But he's going to have to be careful here. The outfield is deep. The infield is guarding the lines as Tim Gross is up at bat. A good opportunity to battle right here with Villegas. Let's see what he can do. Gross is going to see a pitch coming in. He's going to drive it over to shortstop, or second baseman, my apologies. He's going to make the easy play. Leaping little grab right there by Frank Thomas. But he makes the grab from Billie Jean Blackwood, and unfortunately nothing happens in the top of the 8th inning. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. The score is still 3-2. The Koalas up ahead. Radke is still pitching. He's going to have Pablo Sanchez up in the bottom of the 8th, as well as Captain Tennille and Frank Thomas. And if we get to it, Jeremy Burnett. So a lot of sluggers coming up against Brad Radke right here. This is the opportunity the Koalas want to put a little extra cushion on that 1-run lead. The outfield shifted left, infield shifted left a little bit to the left field, not right field. Pablo Sanchez waits, drives it out towards center. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Off the wall it goes. That's going to be a double at least as Pablo motors into second base of a stand-up, sliding double at this point. That was just absolutely destroyed by Pablo Sanchez. And that will make Pablo have a 2-for-4 evening with the double and I believe a single, is what he had for the game so far. And that'll give Captain Tennille a very nice chance here to drive in Pablo Sanchez. They've got everybody shifted to the right side of the diamond, including the outfield. Brad Radke has got some trouble right here. He's got to get through Captain Tennille and then Frank Thomas if he wants to keep this damage to a minimum. They're going to go ahead and intentionally walk Tennille. A great decision right about there by the coach of the Swatters. He just would rather take your chances against Frank Thomas if the runner's on and a forced play, potentially get a double play right about here. I actually have to agree. Frank Thomas has had a good day, but Captain Tennille was having a better day, so I'd rather take my chances with Frank Thomas, in all honesty. Thomas up here in the bottom of the 8th inning, 2 men on, nobody out, and he's gonna... No, they're stealing third base. Pablo steals third base, his second stolen base of the season. It was not a double steal, as Tennille is not fast. But that takes a whole bunch of extra options away from the Swatters in terms of what they could have done on a ground ball. So they'll play the infield in now because they want to take the runner out at home if they try to go for it. So there's really no chance of we'll take a double play in exchange for a run here. You need that run cut down at home. So are they going to walk Thomas? Do you pitch to Burnitz? Let's see what they decide to do. They're going to have a full count. And he's going to ground it over to the shortstop, but they can't make the play at home as Pablo doesn't have a chance to go, and they'll take the out at first base. That was a sharp liner right to Computer Nerd, who made a nice grab on his right side just to make that play. Looked back Pablo Sanchez and then fired over to first for the out. So Tennille takes second. That leaves it up to Jeremy Burnitz potentially here. They may actually walk him. I don't know if that's the option. I don't know if that's the best option here. I think it is. Excuse me. I think the best option here is to walk Jeremy Burnitz and pitch to Blackwood. But let's see what they decide to do right here. They're going to do it. They're going to walk Jeremy Burnitz. So 2 intentional walks in the half inning to load the bases for Billie Jean Blackwood. This is your worst nightmare as a Koalas fan, to see potentially your worst hitter batting 107 going up against a bases loaded, really critical lead extending situation. So let's see what Blackwood can do. She needs to put the ball in the outfield. That's all she needs to do. Just put it in the outfield someplace, Billy. Billy looked to the pitch. Here it comes. Grounds it over to the shortstop. They go home for 1. They go over to first base for 2. And they can't get Billie Jean doubled up. A great play right there by Computer Nerd to get the runner at home first. And they don't get the double play, but they prevent Pablo Sanchez from scoring, who was charging home plate as fast as his little legs could carry him. But a great throw from Computer Nerd and a good play by Heather Quinn to make the extension and then try to double up Billie Jean. And everyone will move up 90 feet, but no run, which is exactly what they wanted, which leaves it in the hands of B. Rye McBourbon, the catcher for the Koalas. Can he pull through? He's batting .261 for the season, but he's 0 for 3 with a hat trick for the evening so far. Radke wants another one to add on to that list. He's going to have a 2-0 pitch on the way here. Bases loaded. Out towards center. Oh, shortstop's right there to make the grab. Computer Nerd is all over the place this inning, making plays to his right, making plays in front of him, making plays to his left, and saving the Swatters multiple runs from being scored by the Koalas. So if this is a Swatters comeback, my hat's off to Computer Nerd for those great plays at shortstop right there. Any lesser of a shortstop in this game is easily 5-2. That gives the Swatters a great opportunity right here, even against the really good closing pitcher right now, which is Derek McCattery. McCattery so far has had 3 innings of work, 4 strikeouts, no hits, no walks, no runs, 3 saves. He has been flawless, literally flawless. 4 strikeouts in 9 outs. This kid is good, so this is going to be a tough order for this Swatters ball club to be able to come back from this 1-run game. The outfield is very deep. They're literally a no-doubles outfield at this point, and they just don't want to give up the home run. That's the last thing they want to give up, is a solo shot to Con, Quinn, Gloss, or Frazier. That's literally the only thing you can't do here, is give up a solo shot to tie the game up. So, first up, Con. Let's see what he can do. McCattery, good closer here. Wheels and deals. Con strikes out on a fastball, I believe. No, changeup. Wow. I totally misread that pitch, but strikes out on the 1-2 pitch from McCattery. And that was his 20th strikeout for the season, by the way, guys. Con susceptible to the strikeouts, unfortunately. That'll bring up Heather Quinn. McCattery looking good so far. That was only a 4-pitch out, and he used the changeup last, went from the 89-mile-an-hour fastball down to the 75-mile-an-hour changeup. Quinn's going to have a 3-1 pitch on the way. Good chance to get on base. She's going to shoot it out towards the shortstop, who can't make the grab. It'll be a single as it goes into the outfield. Whoa, wide turn right there, Quinn. Back up a little bit now. So the shortstop playing in position for that just couldn't make the grab. Must have short-hopped her or something, hit a clog of dirt or something in the infield and jumped up over her. And unfortunately, that will bring up the go-ahead run to the plate with Troy Gloss, who has been struggling, but does have 2 homers out of his 4 hits. When he hits it, it goes far. The outfield's deep. The infield's guarding the lines. Runner on first base. They'd love a double play right about here. They've got slow runners and a slow hitter. Derek McCattery needs an out right here. He gets one on a strikeout against Gloss. Gloss strikes out swinging on the fastball at 91, and I think that was away too. Whoop, my apologies, guys. If your Slack messages are like mine, I get them all the time, and my apologies about that. But we're almost done with the game here, so I don't care about that, to be honest. Andy Frazier up last. Potentially the last out of the game here, as the Swatters are down to their final out of the game. 3 homers for Andy Frazier. She's had 1 this evening so far. Let's see if she can pull through with some magic here against the Koalas. McCattery looking for the 3 strikeout performance. And he's going to get it! 3 strikeouts for McCattery. Fans the side. Gives up the single to... the single was given up to Quinn. But unfortunately, it was not enough as the Koalas take down the Swatters 3-2. A nice performance right there by the Swatters, but they just couldn't come through with a couple of opportunities they had. And in all honesty, it was really the Koalas' game to lose. They had so many opportunities with Pablo and Tennille to be able to drive in a lot of runs that I'm surprised it really wasn't a 5-2 game by the end of it all. But some really good plays by the infield of the Swatters kept it close. Technically, it was really good pitching on both sides. I mean, even for Harding, it was a good outing. 3 runs in 6 innings. It was still very, very good. But a fantastic performance from Villegas to go 8 innings
for only 2 runs and having 14 strikeouts. So a great performance from Villegas and the Koalas. And they'll take this game 3-2.